And welcome back to the Emmaus Athletic Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Shane Douglas, here along with, always, Matthew Tomlinson. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. Another week, another episode.
Oh, yeah, another dollar. I love your wardrobe right now.
I know.
Way to represent.
Our jerseys for this year, so.
I love it. We put up the cross-country jersey here.
Cross-country jersey is now officially up.
We had some people who politely told us to put it up. Was that it? Yeah.
Basically,
we loved it. So we got to do that. How's your week so far, man?
So far, so good. We're both going to be on the road this week traveling for enrollment. You'll be at the National Homeschool Soccer Championship Tournament, and I'll be in North and South Dakota visiting a couple school-related stuff. And then next week, we'll be at the Creation Museum, Answers and Genesis for the College Fair. So if you are planning on going to that, come stop by the booth and say, hey, I listened to the Athletics podcast.
You got 2 busy weeks. And a cowboy wedding.
And a cowboy wedding that
Matt walks in with a cowboy hat. I'm like, you're not going to wear that while recording.
Howdy, partner.
He tried, but he put on the jersey. It looks as good. But let's get into it. We had a not really a busy week of sports here at Emmaus, but
just 2 events this week.
Just 2 events, and sadly, a volleyball game was canceled.
Unfortunately.
Not much more to talk about that, but
2 very exciting games at that.
So much. Fill me in. What's going on?
Yeah, so we had 2 games this past week for soccer, and
they're so exciting.
So exciting. Both were wins. The first one was a 4-3 win against Spurgeon, which, oh boy, we got to talk about that game. And then our second win was an 8-1 victory over Calvary.
If you have time, go to the Emmaus Athletic page on YouTube and watch the final 5 minutes
of the Spurgeon game.
It was
my
incredible. I was shaking, man.
I don't think we've ever seen our team in that way, ever.
A little play-by-play for people, just to give you. I don't want to ruin it, but I'm going to, because you're watching this podcast. You want to learn about the sports and what's going on, updates.
So if you need to pause, go watch the video, and then come back.
And here we go. What happened? That was great. We're good. Yeah, I like it. What happened was there is it was
2-2 in the 70th minute.
Yeah. So it wasn't even. We were up. Emmaus was up.
I guess we were up. Yeah.
2-1. They get a PK
because a handball in the box. And they get a PK is like a layup.
Mm-hmm. And then they have a free kick and some busted defense, and the ball goes in over off the crossbar, and they're somehow now up 3-2
with 4 minutes left.
And it was just. Everyone's just, goodness.
Here we go again.
We're just, it's another game that's ours to have, that we're just handing over on the silver platter. And I'm
so proud of this team. Like, they did not hang their heads. They stepped up to the plate.
What happened was, when we got the ball back, that ball was on their side of the half the rest of the game, pretty much. And they were able to put in a quick goal by who scored it? Was it
Joe?
It was Joe.
It was off a corner.
Off someone's head, bounced off another player.
The goalie might have touched it.
It bounced off the goalie's hands, and it went right on Joe's knee, back in the net. Joe runs to the sideline. You can see in the replays, like, I kicked it with my knee.
I did it,
coach. All for you.
So here we are, 3 minutes left. Okay,
it's tied game.
Another tie game. So we're gonna have our third tie.
We're on the sidelines. I'm with the students, and we're just all running up and down the side. We were all going crazy. It was nuts out there, and within a minute,
seconds later, from Joe scoring the game-tying goal,
already has the ball on the far post, kicks it in.
Christian kicks it in.
Christian kicks it already.
Heads it to Josh.
And then Josh back in the net. We're up
2 goals
4-3
in 55 seconds with 40 seconds to go.
Yeah. There's a minute, or a minute 30 or something to go.
It was amazing. Holy cow.
And then we were able to hold them off, and it was crazy. And there's actually another game this weekend in our same conference play where someone scored a goal with 30 seconds left. So it was a crazy weekend for MCCC athletics, soccer in particular.
And it was so cool, as the buzzer went off, the raw emotion of the guys just collapsed, crying with excitement because of how emotionally draining and exhilarating that last
team captain
20 minutes of the game was.
Team captain Josh Matt cried twice during the game. Once when we were down, and he had an opportunity to score. He was just heartbroken. Teammates picked him up, said, "Let's go." Right? We tied it. Next thing you know, he scores the game-winning goal. And then he collapsed crying. Teammates pick him up again, and it's just like a roller coaster of emotions that game was. But something really exciting, a lot of exciting things happened. Christian Anderson's first game back, and he was the first one to score.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why there was a long pause there, but you were thinking.
Yes.
So that was really cool. That was really cool to see Christian score finally. He's been waiting for it. You know, we didn't have him against Maranatha a couple weeks ago, which would have helped a lot in that tied game, and then a lot.
Even
of
though he
games
missed
before that
3 games, he's tied for second on the team with goal scored with 7. Him and Josh both have 7 goals apiece.
And that
season.
and I mean, and Christian's a freshman too, so hopefully it's only better from here. And he's been having a great season. He helps out the offense tremendously, so it's just
9-day difference.
Oh my goodness! And I mean, speaking of goals scored, already has 15 goals this season, the most in the past decade in Emmaus school history. Third most in Emmaus. In Emmaus
and with
history.
those 15 goals that he scored this season, our team last year scored 14 total as a team. So he single-handedly outscored last year's team, which is amazing to see how our team last year
is awesome. It's incredible.
Had 14 goals, and then just how the shift this year with they've scored 42 goals this season, and one player has more goals than the team did last year. Like, it's truly amazing. Yeah. It's so exciting seeing this. Like, I mean, this is what we've experienced in basketball the last 3 seasons, but where we're at with soccer, where they went through last year, they're like right there this year, and how just the growth and just how much they have improved. It's amazing to see.
Especially with
shout out Coach McHugh and Coach Rasmussen
and Flores, Anthony Flores,
and Coach Flores.
What was the quote you told me from Anthony Flores about the team?
I love what Anthony said after the game against Spurgeon. And he said that he's never seen a team like this score at will, and it's so true. Like, this team,
they just
can score at
boom.
will
Within 55 seconds.
2 goals. I mean, I've never seen an Emmaus team score 2 goals in under a minute.
It's crazy how their mentality switched. We're like, we're down against a team our caliber, if not we are better. Let's go score. And they were able to score at
just
will.
Like that.
And it's incredible. Speaking of incredible already story, we're just talking about him a little bit, how he outscored the entire team last year with his first season as Emmaus Eagle on the soccer field. He has gone through so much to get out there.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd year at Emmaus. First year he had to go through COVID. We didn't have a team that year. Second year, there's some family stuff and other things going on in his life that prevented him on the field. Right, and then now he finally gets out there. All this hype.
Gets to do what he loves.
Everyone's like, we've seen him play and pick up. We play soccer with the local universities here with us.
He goes and plays with the university in town, and
and he goes
pick him first.
Yeah, and he goes home to play with a league back in Milwaukee. So we see how talented he is, and we see like how much he wants to be out there and how he loves it. And it just makes me very happy to see him succeed on the field and even off the field. How he's been able to just do well at Emmaus as a student, academically, spiritually, and how much he has grown. It's what we want here at Emmaus as for a student athlete, and it's awesome. And but we have a lot of games coming up. We have 2 more regular season games for the soccer team.
Yeah, and with so then also on Saturday they beat Calvary 8-1, and that was his second game he had a hat trick in.
Yep. It
was cool that game. Yeah, throwing the hats on the field. The game they had against Calvary, it was 1-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And then 9 goals were scored.
I was
or 8 goals were scored.
I tuned into that and I saw it was 1-0 at halftime. I'm like, what is going on? I thought we were better than this. And then
they turned it on.
8-1 final score. So that was nice too. And that was conference play, which helps us in the standings. We have conference tournament coming up, which we have a game this Wednesday.
We have a game tomorrow against Ripon College in Wisconsin.
And then we have a game this Saturday in Ankeny, Iowa. Against Faith.
Which is a huge game.
Very big game, because this game will
most likely determine second place and third place in the conference between us and Faith.
We legit hold our faith against the game of Faith. If we win, we have the second seed.
We have lots of faith.
If we lose against Faith on Saturday,
most likely we'll be the third seed.
We will most likely be third seed, but it will be determined based off another conference game being played today.
Mm-hmm.
So A lot to look forward to. And we'll see where we fall, only the Lord knows. And I think it's going to be a great game. A lot of players are optimistic about not just the Faith game, but also the Ripon game. Going into Ripon's a very competitive
I
team.
think this will be the hardest game or team we've played all year.
Hardest team we've played for a while.
Because Ripon played Eureka, and they dominated Eureka.
Yeah,
so.
and Eureka dominated us. So some team captain Josh was telling me how it's going to be a good test game for the core players for our Emmaus Eagles team going into regionals, which is a higher competition level of teams. While with conference, we have Faith to worry about and try to get past. And then Manhattan is number 1 seed for MCCC play, which is a conference. So we'll see where all that goes.
So soccer's guaranteed at least a minimum of 5 more games.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 5 to, depending how conference goes, regionals goes, if they make it to nationals.
And
anywhere from 5 to, I think, 12 more games or something like that.
And already could score another 15.
He could.
Maybe.
Maybe he does.
I don't know. Who knows? But it's there's so much going on with soccer. That's why we took up so much time with it. But
and it's really cool to see after the Maranatha game, the first Maranatha game when they lost up there, they've gone 3-0-1 since then.
They've been hot. They've
fixed things they've needed to fix, and they're playing at a high level and
new formation
at the perfect time too.
Yeah, new formation compared to what they had at the beginning of the season, and I've only heard good things from the players. They have a great bench, great coaches. It's a great team to be with right now, and it's a great time to get hot.
To get hot.
Going into conference, going to regionals, having a
October,
good
November postseason.
Yeah, they have a good check game coming up with Ripon to see to kind of just prepare them for regionals and then Faith for conference. So, but if you're in the area of Ankeny this Saturday or where is conferences in Kansas City?
Yeah.
So if any alumni or anybody's there that wants to go visit, see the Emmaus Eagles play, head down there. For sure, they'll be welcome to have some fan support.
Stay tuned on social media for the game schedules and everything.
Yes. Moving on to some cross country. We took up a lot of minutes with soccer, but so much going on. Cross country, also a lot going on.
A lot going on there. So their next race is on Saturday, and it's the regional race.
Okay.
So there's 11 schools in the region, but I don't think everyone has cross country. But right now, our girls are number 1 team time in the North region.
Wow.
So it's like us first, Moody second, Maranatha third, Trinity fourth, and then I can't remember who's after that. But so that's exciting. They're number 1 in the region right now. So that'll be a good challenge to see if they can take that region championship victory. Yeah. And then guys also have it too. But since we only have 3 guys, we don't have enough for a team because you need 5 people for a team. So.
How you might not know this, and I'm asking this spontaneous, so don't be scared, okay? But how important is regionals in cross country? Do you know?
I mean,
is it because they already made it to nationals?
They already made it to nationals. So I don't know if it's. I mean, it's probably just more bragging rights, but it's one more race to prepare individuals to qualify for nationals.
Okay.
Because last year, Lydia Harris qualified for nationals in the regional race.
Did Gage as well?
I think he qualified the race before.
Okay.
But yeah, so she qualified at this last race. So
okay. And does everyone go to regionals? Yeah. Any school that wants to go.
That's in the region, yes.
Okay, that's fair. And then you get to play the level of your competition.
Yeah, so this is all within the NCCAA Division 2.
Well, before we were racing against like NAIA, D3.
So
now we're actually racing against the people we've been competing with time-wise all season. So okay.
So basically it's
a good.
It's like the conference race kind of.
Okay, so this is bigger than what I thought then, because you are racing against the like
Crown, North Central, Maranatha
teams
Moody,
that you're going to
Faith,
see in nationals. So it's a good test.
Calvary, so
okay, wow. So lot to look forward there,
and that's in Ankeny this weekend. So.
Okay, so it's also in Ankeny. So we got a lot going on in Ankeny.
A lot going on.
So alum, come out and support in Ankeny. Go watch some people run. Actually, a lot of people run because you run in soccer and you run in cross country. So
and then volleyball is there.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Anything else with cross country? Before we move on,
our girls are still number 2 in the nation in team time. So
okay.
which is super exciting.
When is nationals? We'll talk more about nationals when it comes closer. But when is nationals for them?
I think it's in 3 weeks.
Okay, so they got a while.
I believe there's a 2-week gap between regionals and nationals.
Okay,
and nationals is in Missouri again.
Give them some time to breathe.
I think it's probably the same race as it was last year, but I don't know if they like change it up or whatnot. But
okay, so there's a lot of. I'm really excited about their cross country team. Second year as a program.
Second year national contenders. It's like, honestly,
I'm gonna be excited. No matter like how they finish, it's gonna be awesome. It's already a great
really
year for them. So a lot to going forward, and
I mean, second in the nation is no joke.
It's true. It's true. So that's really awesome moving forward, especially with some more recruits coming in next year, Lord willing. Volleyball. So what's up with volleyball?
Yeah, so they have 2 games this weekend, the last 2 conference games before the conference tournament. So they're going to be down all the way in Manhattan, Kansas, playing Manhattan and Barclay. So, so it'll be a long
That's this weekend?
trip there. Yeah, there.
Okay.
And then conference is the next week at Faith. So
I always loved going to like down to Kansas only because when I was on the soccer team, we always went to Slotsky's. Slotsky's was the place to be. It's kind of like a Subway, but better. But that is not important. I don't know.
I don't think we ever went there for basketball.
I literally just thought about this now, and I love Slotsky's. Hit us up in the comments if you can about Slotsky's. And I know, that was like. I talk about it a lot. All the soccer guys.
Coach Brown thing.
Yeah, Coach Brown always.
Shout out Coach Brown.
Yeah, 2018 we would always get Slotsky's, and maybe that's what.
I mean, that's why you guys won conference. So I wonder.
There's
correlation.
There's something in the bread at Slotsky's, but we are not sponsored by them. Let's talk about volleyball. Volleyball's going down. 2 big games: Manhattan and Barclay.
And Manhattan's like number 1 or number 2 in the nation right now. So they're
trying to finish strong.
Yep, we have our 6 girls right now, so they're working to improve, to finish strong and finish at a high note going into conference and then regional play and then off season. So
still a team to watch out for. Like they've been really playing in tight sets against a lot of high level competition.
You never know with postseason. People always have those Cinderella runs or historic
like the basketball
runs,
team
like last year, where it's just a matter of anyone can win at any
given day
at the end. Like
it's true,
especially those tournaments where you're one and done. Like
we've seen it last year, like you said, with basketball. Like we were a really good team, but going into regionals, nobody believed in us. We won regionals, went to nationals, and it's just insane, amazing.
Shout out to our team that got snubbed in the awards and then went out and dominated right afterwards.
That's really
actually what happened.
Hopefully we can see some of that with soccer and regionals, with volleyball and conference, and possibly regionals too, because we've been able to, stay step by step in a lot of those sets against.
I mean, like I keep saying,
every conference
right there.
opponent.
They are right there. It's not like they're getting destroyed like 25-8. I mean, these are 25-20, 25-23 sets. Like
it's close.
They are right there.
There is.
And that was 2 against top 10 teams, so it's like they're right there.
It's encouraging moving forward, and for them to finish strong and to not look towards next year quite yet, because they have games.
Yeah, you got to finish strong, but you got to also prep for the future.
And that's what they've been doing all year, and that's what we've been kind of saying on this podcast for this whole time, is the foundation they've been making, and not just with on the court but off the court. Like I think they have been a team that has encouraged me from how much of a family they are. They're always together, always hanging out, and not in like a cliquey way, but in a family way.
And I love what my buddy Coach Reggie says. Like what I keep saying to everyone, like it's a marathon. Like it's a marathon. Like
cross country knows that.
Cross country really knows that. But yeah, the season is a marathon. Like you are working. Like it's not until the end of the season when one game determines the season. I mean, it's a build up. It's a marathon. So
yeah, and it's awesome to see that with all the teams here. We can't stress it enough of how all the teams are a family, and it's more than just what they put on the field, but what they do off the field. More
obviously, you want to be competitive and win, but as Christians, winning is not the end all be all. It's honoring Christ and advancing what He's done for us and serving Him and being a great and fantastic witness to our peers, to unbelievers, to people that might be struggling with their faith. Like That's all it is.
I love hearing on the soccer field when like maybe because in sports, some people lose their heads a little bit, right? But I love hearing other teammates just remind them like, hey, who are we playing for? Like remember who you're playing for. So it's really awesome to have that leadership, have that mindset.
You're not playing for the name on your back. We don't even have names on the back of our jersey.
No,
you're playing for Emmaus. You're playing for Emmaus. You're playing for Emmaus Bible College. Like we're representing ourselves, representing our school, our Bible college, representing Christ, and that's all that it is right there.
And it's encouraging
while still being competitive.
But I was informed from a question I had last week that we weren't able to answer about. This was really a weird transition, but I needed to talk about this.
Pasta time.
You say pasta? You already knew it. I was literally confronted in my office. Someone like ran up, was like, yes, the cross country team does
have a family meal.
They carb up. They carb up before every race. Like they have a little pollard nest, and they just little family dinner.
Brandon sits at the head of the table drinking his water.
That's what Sharon said. Is
keep drinking that water, Brandon.
Oh yeah, it's I like that kind of just
little things like that. Like just make it so fun and so enjoyable.
It's the family, and that's where I was getting at. It's like it's a family. All the sports are a family here. The basketball guys always hanging out. They're always coming to your office, bugging us up there. Like,
hey, yo, Coach T,
hey, blah, blah, blah. Just talking. It's like, oh gosh,
I love it when they do that. It's the best.
It is fun. They're always in your office or Coach Phillips' office, and they're all over the place, and I love it. So it is a family. It's a family sport environment here at Emmaus with the sports, and it's more than what's on the field or on the court. It's what's off and everything. But that's the update of majority of sports. You got anything else to add? Anything? No? That's pretty much it. We're
in week 2 and 3 of basketball practices, so we have our first game is in 3 weeks, which is crazy. Stay tuned for that. So we have a scrimmage in a couple weeks, but stay tuned for our season starting November 11th and 12th. It's gonna
be fun. I can't wait to see the basketball team. You guys got some new recruits this year.
And if you guys can come here for that game against Spurgeon, we're doing our regional championship banner reveal.
Oh yeah.
So that's
the first game too.
It's the first game. So.
And it's Coach Phillips'
old school.
So it's kind of like a
revenge game.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
That will be fun. So a lot of stuff going on in basketball. Basketball starting soon. Fall sports right here. Soccer, cross country, volleyball ending soon. So we'll make a transition to be talking about basketball. But a lot of conference, regional play, national play coming up in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. Look at our social media pages. Follow us on all platforms where we got YouTube, Instagram,
Twitter, Facebook.
Follow us. Stay connected. Stay updated. Listen to the podcast. Like, subscribe. How they
hit that bell notification.
Yeah, hit the bell note. I don't know.
Whatever it is.
But so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the encouraging comments that you guys have texted Matt and I and some other people about this podcast. Really awesome. We are still, kind of looking for a podcast name. Yeah.
So if you have any ideas, shoot them our way.
And we got some ideas already. Might be, changing it mid-season. But so if you hear us say something different, that's because we've changed it. But if you are an athlete and thinking about coming to Emmaus or want to learn more about Emmaus, find us on our athletic page, on our school website, a recruitment form.
Fill out our want to become an Eagle, request information.
Yeah, and we'll get back to you.
Text Shane and I, email us.
Oh, yeah. Comment on the podcast. I don't know if you even can. On YouTube, comments are turned off.
I think they're turned off.
Whatever. Find a way. Instagram. You got us. You can find us. You can get connected anyway if you go to our website, emmaus.edu. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, Matt. Have a good day.
You too, Shane.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.